What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Belle Collective Season 4. I don't even know what episode anymore because my DVR keeps screwing up the episodes. Is it doing that on y'all DVR? It says episode 4, but I don't know. I'll have it right in the description, or at least I'll try my best. We pick up where we left off at Leticia's event for her book called Side Chicks Are Winning, yet it's a couples event, yet I don't understand. I'm confusion. And then Glenn gets up and he proceeds to do his rap song that he made for Leticia. Listen, Leticia, let me just say something. This is why you gonna keep getting what you getting from Glenn, cause that shit impressed you. You were happy about that. You were happy that man took that microphone and proceeded to sing, rap, talk, whatever it was that he did. Cause I feel like he did all of the above. A whole ditty to you. I'm not sure. I'm with Willie on this one. Willie was like, yeah, I didn't like it. Like, but she was impressed with it. She was crying and everything by the end. Listen, girl, if you like it, I love it. I don't know what else. I ain't got nothing else for you. If you like it, I love it. And her and Glenn are in a good space. Baby, Akeisha was like, she gonna take him back. Because she impressed with that. Like, that's all she needed. Anyway, but it looked like it was a successful event. So then we see Willie, Akeisha meeting up with Mary and with Essie. Let me tell y'all something that I normally don't speak on things that women do, or men for that matter, because at the end of the day, if I had the money, I done already told y'all, if I had the money to do certain things, I probably would. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to y'all, okay? There would definitely be some sucking, tucking, plucking going on over here. So I ain't mad that Marie had some sucking, tucking, plucking. But what you gonna stop doing is playing in our face and tell us that you didn't. Cause that outfit you had on, ma'am, is nowhere in the world. Go back to the first season, Marie, and then you look at Marie now. Ain't nowhere in the world. You had some sucking, tucking, plucking. And I ain't mad at it. Cause you look good. Okay? But it was just very obvious with them hips, the way them hips. I'm not gonna get into it. Moving on. They are planning the gala for the Lupus Foundation. Now, see, Belle Collective, let me tell y'all something. I know a lot of people be going up for Belle Collective. And don't get me wrong, I don't dislike it. I enjoy Belle Collective. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to sit here and act like they don't be playing in our faces with some of these damn storylines. Like this one right here. Now, according to y'all, Marie and Essie have been doing this gala for years. This is what they do. They do the Lupus Walk. They do the Lupus Gala. Now, Akeisha and Willie are getting involved because Willie's mom passed away from lupus. My condolences. So, it's something that's sort of near and dear to him. But let me tell y'all what y'all not going to do. Y'all not going to sit here and tell me that y'all been doing this gala for the past however many years and y'all don't even know how much I want to sell the tickets for. I mean, I didn't even hear y'all say, well, you know, last year we did this, but of course things are more expensive this year, so we might have to add $20. Well, you know, in the past we've done da-da-da-da. Y'all was really sitting there like, I don't know what y'all think. And Akeisha was like, look, I don't want to step on, and I understand where Akeisha is coming from. Akeisha's thing is, look, I can come in here and I can knock this shit out. Like, I can plan an event. I've done it before, and when I put my stamp on something, it is solid. But what I don't want to do is step on y'all's toes, because y'all told me this is something y'all do every year. So I just want to kind of come in and help out. I'm really not trying to take over. And I damn sure don't want to put my name on it until I see how this thing moves. So the first meeting looked like it went kind of well. You know, they had a tasting. They decided they liked the space that they were in. They liked the food. The lady said they do everything there. They'll do the decorations. They'll do the food. They'll do the setup and the takedown. It's a one-stop shop. Boom. So basically at this point now, all you have to do is worry about, you know, DJ and ticket sales and promotion. So they said, well, we can get Tambra to promote on the radio. And Marie giving a little side eye. She was like, well, I mean, we're just going to put the calls first. We're going to put the calls first. And then we have our second meeting. And Essie ain't even at the second meeting because Marie was like, well, you know, she had other business to attend. But I don't really know nothing that's going on because, honestly, all I do, my only job, all I do is I write the check. Like, I don't do none of the day-to-day stuff. I just show up and I write the check. Well, then Essie should have been at that meeting. And if she was busy, if something came up, if she couldn't make it, then what y'all should have done was postpone that meeting because it didn't make sense to have Akeisha sitting there planning or talking about something and Marie ain't no shit. Marie didn't even know what they had decided the price of the tickets were going to be. So they went from the tickets being $100 to the tickets being $50. And Akeisha was like, well, I done already sold my 3 tables, so what y'all doing? They had 10 tables to sell. So Akeisha was like, since it's 3 of us, we figured each of us would sell 3 tables. You know, we would be responsible for 3 tables, and then I guess that last table would kind of just be, you know, if you want to buy a single ticket or whatever. Marie gonna say, well, no, I thought this was 50-50. We're one, which means that you got to sell 5 and we sell 5. Akeisha was like, now let's be clear. I can sell the other 2. That's really not a problem, but that's not what we said we were going to do. Y'all are not one just because it's one entity. It's still 3 of us. Like, everybody sell 3 tables. So Maria is trying to make it so that Akeisha has to sell the 5 tables. Now, like Akeisha said, look, I can do that, but what I don't want to do is take over. And I'm certainly not going to put my stamp on this because it sounds like it's some chaotic, unplanned shit. And that's just not how I move. I'm with Akeisha 100% on this. Like, I am with her 100% on this, okay? So anyway, that's kind of how that ended, child. I don't know. We'll see how it go. But I feel Akeisha, and I feel like Akeisha and Marie gonna end up clashing because I feel like she was being real classy and trying to keep it real professional. But I can see where those just not the kind of games that she play. Okay. So then we see the guys get together to have a little rooftop cigar moment. And what I can appreciate, which was funny to me, was Willie and JJ were trying to let Glenn know that Cliff is not your friend. Like, when Cliff called you to tell you about the stripper at the party and get you all upset or whatever, basically what they were trying to tell Glenn was that set your relationship back with Leticia. Leticia was in a good space. Leticia, you and her were talking, communicating, things were moving in a positive direction. And then once Cliff called you about something that really wasn't his business and something he really didn't need to get into, it set your relationship with Leticia back. And you got to realize that Cliff really ain't your friend. Now, let me say this. I'm not going to say Cliff isn't his friend. What I am going to say is Cliff is trying to get Glenn to handle Leticia the way he handles Latrice. Now, and that's just not going to work. Like, your relationship with Latrice is your relationship with Latrice. Leticia, at this point, now maybe once upon a time, but at this point, that's just not where she is. That's not how she rolling. And you giving Glenn advice based on what's going on in your relationship, that ain't gonna work for him. Then, of course, they got into the fact that Cliff is still talking to Selena, and we know that Gucci and Selena are still going through what they going through, child. So it was a whole mess. It was funny because it's funny how guys can have these conversations and still laugh and smile. But they was basically telling Cliff, you nosy as hell, you ain't shit, and you a bad friend to Glenn, and Glenn, you gonna sit here and mess around and let Cliff cost you your marriage. But they said it with a smile on their face while they were still smoking their cigars. See, the women would have been yelling and throwing drinks, right? The women just can't handle it. It'd have been the whole thing. So Tambra and Akeisha went down to the gym because Akeisha is on her health journey. Congratulations to her for keeping it up, honey. And of course, Tambra, they're trying to rebuild their friendship. So after they did their little workout, Tambra went through Robin Hood's Bond, down to the woods, over the river, through the woods to grandmother's house to tell Akeisha that she pregnant. And of course, Akeisha was like, I feel honored that she told me. I understand what that's like, been there and done that, and it's not easy. And it's definitely when you choose to tell people. So she was like, I appreciate that you told me. And, this really, really means so much to me that you shared this with me. But she's 5 months now, so pretty much everybody gonna have to know. Like, she is starting to show a little bit, right? So then we have this situation, which again is weird. Well, it's really not weird. Actually, it's not weird. Leticia and Glenn have an opportunity to shoot a commercial for a black-owned bank in Jackson. And I feel like the theme is about second chances because, of course, we know they've been very public about their marriage and them having to, fix their marriage. So they have, like, this second chance, like, credit card to help people rebuild their credit. And so they want them to do the commercial. I thought that was a cute concept, and I thought that was a cute opportunity. Well, Glenn, first of all, showed up late. And his reason and his confession was like, well, when I show up, I got to be fashionable, and this takes time. Now, I've heard women talk like that before. I've never really heard a man say that. This takes time. I got to be fashionable. Then Glenn was like, in the middle of them going over the commercial and all of that, Glenn was like, can I talk to you for a minute? And he proceeds, while they're sitting in front of the couple, the owners of the bank, to want to talk to her about the contracts. So Leticia was like, can we go in the back? Like, why are we having this conversation right here? And you could tell she was embarrassed. You could see the look on her face. So they go in the back to talk about it. And basically what it sounds like is Glenn said the contracts looked one way yesterday, and literally overnight the contracts have changed. So originally, I guess both of them were being paid directly from the bank, I guess, or whoever is doing this commercial. But somewhere in the mix, they're running Glenn's money through Leticia's corporation, and Glenn is not making as much as he thought he was going to be making off of the commercial. Leticia is acting like he wrong for wanting to talk about the money and not understanding. He's not wrong. Now, again, that's a conversation. See, had you not been late, you could have had that conversation with her. And he even said that. He said if this were the other way around, you'd be concerned too. Like when we had one understanding about how much I was going to be paid, and now all of a sudden it's going through your corporation, and it's looking like I'm an employee of yours and you're paying me. He was like, I just need you to explain that to me because I don't understand. It don't make sense to me. And again, he's not wrong for wanting to understand. That's his money. And if the money on Monday, I was going to be making $5,000 and now I'm making $4,500, it don't matter that it's only $500. Where the fuck did my $500 go? So Leticia is acting like he shouldn't be asking these questions. And he's absolutely correct. If the situation were reversed, you would be wanting to know. You wouldn't understand. You would have a fit. Now, again, should he? And the other thing is, no, I ain't about to shoot this commercial until I get the money straight. But that's why you shouldn't have been. My only issue with this is that Glenn was late. Not that Glenn had questions. Not that Glenn wanted to discuss it before they filmed the commercial. Because absolutely, you're supposed to get your money right before you do a job. Period. My only issue is that he was late. Because, see, that should have been your motivation to get there early. But okay, then. But I was looking at Glenn's eyes. I think he was late because of something else. But that's just me. That's just me. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.